This is a painting from the NASA Wallops flight facility depicting the powerful Mysore rockets used during the Anglo-Mysore Wars. A picture is worth 1,000 words, but this picture was almost worth the British crown and the British Empire. Join food travel and DIY as we step into the heart of history, Srirangapatna, the capital of Tipu Sultan, the Tiger of Mysore. As we approach from the old Bangalore-Mysore highway, the remnants of a fallen kingdom greet us. Ruined fort walls and cannon remains that whisper tales of resistance and betrayal. Now we enter the Daria Daulat Bagh, the summer palace of Tipu Sultan. The entrance still holds echoes of its former grandeur. Pigeon coops, once vital for secret correspondence, line the gateway, inspired by French designs. Tipu Sultan had a strong French influence, politically and architecturally. Outside the palace, cannons line the entrance. After Tipu's fall, the Duke of Wellington himself took residence here. Near the gate, you will find stones once used in catapults, now stacked like forgotten pyramids of war. The wooden ceilings were restored recently. The interiors are adorned with rich murals and detailed balconies, a reminder of the luxury once lived here. This mural captures the turning point in the Second Anglo-Mysore War. Colonel Bailey of the British Army is captured, slumped in a palanquin, biting his finger in disbelief. His men struggle to protect him, but it is too late. The British soldiers wear two crossbelts and are clean-shaven. French allies have mustaches and a single belt. A man peering through binoculars is Lally, a French military officer. Tipu Sultan himself is seen on horseback, triumphant. A headless British soldier lies defeated, his head carried by an Indian soldier pierced. Above, the Nizam of Hyderabad arrives too late. Once Tipu's friend, he is now an ally to the British. He is depicted with a cow and a pig beneath him, once sacred like a cow and now defiled by betrayal like a pig. The ceiling, looking like mosaic tiles, is actually hand-painted on plaster. Even the balconies are painted wood, not stone, an illusion of grandeur and artistry. Here, Tipu Sultan sits on a white horse, holding a rose. Next to him is his minister Kamruddin Khan. On a brown horse is Mir Sadiq, once trusted and now etched in infamy. Mir Sadiq betrayed Tipu in the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. He withdrew his troops, opened the fortress gates, and revealed Tipu's location to the British. Tourists, angered by this betrayal, have scratched his face off the painting. There is even a saying in the local language: if someone betrays you, don't trust him. He is a Mir Sadiq. Above, Tipu's father, Hyder Ali, leads from an elephant. The battlefield is filled with Indian and French soldiers fighting side by side. The ceiling paintings are canvas pasted onto plaster over wood, a delicate art form. Petals in floral designs are all the same size, painted with mathematical precision. Niches in the wall once held oil lamps. The doors, looking like ivory inlays, are simply wood with painted patterns. At the top sits the Diwan-e-Khas, Tipu's private audience chamber for political discussion. This wall displays portraits of rulers around Tipu's kingdom. This is Kempagowda, the founder of Bangalore. This is Krishnaraja Wadiyar III, the king of Mysore. This shows Bajirao Peshwa of the Marathas, initially allies in the early wars and later a betrayer. Veerapandian of the Kurgi Koda community, a fierce resistor of Tipu. Tipu lost alliances with the Marathas, the Kurgis, and the Nizam of Hyderabad. Desperate, he sent ambassadors to Turkey, Afghanistan, and France. These images show Tipu Sultan and his queen, the latter from Rajasthan, both smoking opium. This part of the palace has been damaged heavily by tourists. Here is a portrait of Ali Raza Khan, Tipu's legal advocate. He negotiated the Treaty of Srirangapatna after Tipu's defeat in the Third Anglo-Mysore War. You will also find medals awarded by the East India Company to soldiers who fought Tipu, gold, silver, and bronze, depicting the British lion defeating the Tiger of Mysore. Badr-uz-Zaman Khan, Tipu's cousin and commander of the Dharwad fort, is shown here. Nandi Raja, a maternal uncle of the Wadiyar king, was their envoy to the British commissioners. This heartbreaking image shows Tipu Sultan's final moments, running towards the water gate only to find it sealed by the traitor Mir Sadiq. In another painting, his two sons surrendered to Major General Bayat. Tipu's legal advocate Ali Raza Khan is again seen seated on a low chair, typical of the time where people sat cross-legged. Tipu donated 4 silver bowls to the Hindu Sri Ranganatha Swami temple. 2 are still used in rituals today, and 2 are displayed here, engraved with both Tipu's name and Sri Krishna. Srirangapatna was once a triple-walled fortress, completely destroyed after Tipu's fall. A panoramic painting shows the bustling city, then known to the British as Seringapatam. Here is a glimpse of the Udayadurga fort, captured by the British from Tipu. This is Ghulam Ali Khan, Tipu's home minister. He led delegations to the Ottoman Empire and France. He was also guardian to Tipu's sons, who were held hostage by the British for 3 years. This is Sheikh Hussain, a fearless soldier in Tipu's native infantry, and he is honored here. Now we will arrive at the Gumbaz, Tipu's final resting place. He built this mausoleum in memory of his father Hyder Ali and his mother Fakhrunnisa. The entry gate bears the Indian flag surrounded by Persian, Ottoman and French flora. Unmarked graves dot the garden and a mosque, Masjid al-Aqsa, still echoes prayers. The doorway is crafted from Persian black basalt. Even the pillars are of the same stone. Inside the veranda lie the graves of Tipu's family, son-in-laws, daughters, aunts and uncles. A Persian plaque reads, "In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful." This graceful structure was commissioned by Muhammad Abu Bakr Khan. A master architect brought it to life line by line, curve by curve, shaping the beauty out of stone. Let every visitor remember the hands that built it and offer a silent prayer of gratitude. Another Persian verse on the entrance reads, "The one who built this glorious structure was blessed with wisdom, knowledge and skill, brave like a falcon, loyal to Ali. He was none other than Sultan Tipu, the one guided by Ali." Yet another inscription reads, "In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful." This garden was built in the reign of the exalted Sultan, Tipu Sultan, son of Sultan Hyder Ali Bahadur. May God illuminate his grave. It was completed in the year 1195 Hijri, which corresponds to 1780 to 1781 CE. This garden is called Daria Daulat Bagh, Garden of the Wealth of the Sea. It is an everlasting place of rest and beauty. By the grace of the Almighty, this garden was adorned and embellished. The account of the completion of this garden was composed by Mirza Muhammad, son of Mirza Ahsan, the chief scribe. It was written with elegance and calligraphy. The date of completion in Abjad is Jannat Afroz, meaning heaven illuminating, which numerically corresponds to 1195 Hijri. Inside the mausoleum, tiger stripes line the dome, a tribute to Tipu's title, the Tiger of Mysore. 3 graves lie before us, Hyder Ali in the center, Fakhrunnisa to the left, and Tipu Sultan to the right, unmistakable with tiger stripes on his tomb. Another inscription on black basalt window reads, "Every soul on earth shall perish. Only the majestic face of your Lord will remain. May God grant the one who rests here paradise." The original carved doors were taken to the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, and today's doors, ebony with ivory inlays, were a gift from Lord Dalhousie. If Tipu's courage and betrayal by the closest to him moved you, if the struggle of a king who gave everything to protect his land speaks to your soul, subscribe now, because we bring you stories that history books often forget, but hearts remember. Here is Tipu's silk dress, short and practical, for a man who stood 5 feet tall. These were his personal daggers and guns. Tipu's dress consists of trousers and tunic made of silk, inlaid with gold fiber and a cap. This is Ramagiri, painted by the Britishers. It is currently known as Ramanagara, and the famous movie Sholay was filmed here in 1975. This is the most famous portrait of Tipu Sultan, and we also see here a Persian manuscript book, the Fatehul Mujahideen, written at the command of Tipu Sultan. It contains military code of regulation and technical words of command. This is a hilt sword knife which was used during Tipu's times. This is the eldest son of Tipu, After Tipu was killed, his family was exiled to Vellore in Tamil Nadu. Painting shows the storming of Srirangapatna fort drawn by the Britishers. It depicts the final capture of the Srirangapatna fort. The minarets of Tipu's mosque and the gopura of the Ranganatha Swami temple can also be seen in the image. His coins were marvels of Islamic symbolism. We have copper coins, the Qutb, the Akhtar, the Bahram, Zohra and Uthmani. Silver coins, Khizri, Kazimi, Jafari and Imami. And finally, we have gold coins, the Faruqi, Sadiqi, Ahmadi. This painting shows Tipu's palace in Bangalore and the East India Company flag raised over the Bangalore fort. Check out our other video on the Bangalore fort for more. Hyder Ali, Tipu's father, was a brilliant general, fighting and winning 2 Anglo-Mysore wars before cancer took him. Though Tipu became a martyr, Hyder was the stronger ruler. Let's return to this image from NASA. Tipu's Mysore rockets. With French help, these metal rockets could travel 1.4 to 2 kilometers and explode on impact. William Congreve later refined these rockets for the British Army. The Congreve rocket was born. The British almost bankrupted themselves in these wars. Had they lost, France would have emerged dominant and not Britain. A 10,000 strong French army sent by Napoleon to aid Tipu was intercepted in Egypt. The French Revolution weakened France internally. Louis XVI was executed and Tipu stood alone. Across the Atlantic, American founding fathers watched keenly. John Adams, the second US president, spoke of the famous Hyder Ali. When France signed peace with Britain in 1784, the British turned their full might towards India. You've now seen the legacy of Tipu Sultan, his brilliance, his betrayal, his bravery. If this story touched you, if you believe forgotten history must be remembered, please like, share and subscribe. We'll take you to the corners of India where empires rose and legends still whisper. See you in the next video.